Hey there, everyone. Happy Thursday to you. I'm meteorologist Adrienne Vaughn, and as we head to the tropics, things are again quiet in the Atlantic Basin. The tropical wave that we've been tracking the last several days has succumbed to the dusty and dry conditions there in the central Atlantic. So that thing is no longer, and we're not anticipating any tropical cyclone activity in the Atlantic Basin as we head through the next 5 days. And it's been quite some time since we've seen anything in the Atlantic Basin. The last named storm we had was July 3rd. That was Colin. That dissipated pretty quickly off the coast of the Carolinas. And one of the big problems has been the dust that we've been dealing with. This is that plume that brought an end to that tropical wave, and that plume of dust working its way into the Caribbean as we get into the upcoming weekend. It does look like there will be less and less of that dust as it does work its way westward, but nonetheless still something we'll be monitoring as we head through the next couple of days. Could see perhaps a little bit of that dust arrive across parts of the southeastern United States and right here in Texas as we get into early next week. But again, we have not had anything named in the Atlantic Basin since Colin. That again dissipated back on July the 3rd. So I want to look back. When was the last time that we went this long without any tropical activity? The last time the Atlantic did not have any named storms between July 3rd and August 16th. We're going out 5 days because we know that the National Hurricane Center says there's nothing so to speak of in the Atlantic Basin for the next 5 days. So that would take us to the 16th. That last happened in 1999, so we're going back quite a few years, but 1999 did end up as a hyperactive season. Had 8 hurricanes that year, 5 of which were Category 4s. The strongest storm of that season was Hurricane Floyd. If you lived up and down the eastern seaboard, you would remember this storm. It made landfall in the Outer Banks of North Carolina and then brought in flooding rains across Virginia, Delaware, Maryland, and even into Pennsylvania. But the storm that I think you probably would remember the most here along the Gulf Coast in 1999 was Hurricane Brett. That made landfall between Corpus Christi and Brownsville, and it did bring in some very destructive conditions there. We know that we still have a lot of hurricane season left to go as we get through the end of this month and into September and even into October. So still a long ways to go in the hurricane peak season time frame. That comes into the picture as we head towards September the 10th. You can always stay on top of the weather here locally and of course in the tropics as well by downloading the Fox 26 weather app, and you can connect with me on social media as well. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, and on Instagram.